Guam holds on to a strong Pacific Islander culture with deep roots to the past. Many traditions are still being practiced today using the local land for its resources. People of long ago were one with the land farmers, gatherers, hunters, and fishers. There was so much this small island had to offer. So, with strong people, can we move mountains in Guam? What does it take to make a mountain move? And is it a good thing? Stick around till the end to find out. Our island of Guam is known for its beautiful aqua blue-green waters and vibrant coral reefs teeming with life. They are known as the nurseries of the sea. All kinds of fish and unique creatures call it home, and it's a buffet table of food. Their food supply is everywhere, but something from within the island is invading the reefs, smothering and suffocating the live corals, chasing fish away. Is it a new invasive species? Is it a toxic threat? No, it's just your regular, natural soil. That's right, soil from the hills and mountains of Guam. In this lesson, you will learn and be able to explain how flowing water causes erosion and deposition. Describe how runoff, streams, and rivers change Earth's surface. You'll be able to identify features caused by groundwater erosion and deposition. When rain falls like the way it falls on Guam, sporadic showers or torrential rain, the rainwater is not able to soak into the ground, so when that happens, it runs over the land, and that is what is known as runoff. Then gravity causes water to flow from higher to lower ground, which happens mostly where there are hills and mountainous areas. As the runoff flows, debris tends to follow it. Loose bits of soil and sand are called sediments. Then they settle to a different area, and that process is called deposition. Most of the water will be deposited into a drainage basin or a wetland. Runoff causes more erosion if the land is bare. So plants help hold the soil in place. So we'll describe how runoff streams and rivers change Earth's surface. As runoff continues to flow through the land, it changes the features along the way as it heads to the streams and rivers. We will see the different results of erosion and deposition. First, it starts out as rills. They're small rivulets that form with rain and little grooves on the ground that start to develop. And as time passes, they get bigger and wider and become gullies. Then streams and rivers form. Water flows through the land and creates these features, meanders and oxbow lakes. They form this snake-like pattern because when water flows, the outer sides experience more pressure than the insides of the curves. Sediments end up settling in that area, and we call it deposition. Here are examples of when erosion has settled to a different place. This is called a delta. We see this at Talafofo Bay. Then from an aerial view, we see soil settle in this formation. Alluvial fans. Doesn't it look like the fans our grandmothers use? On places with high elevation, the waters flow downward to a drainage basin. One of my favorite hikes on Guam is to San Carlos Falls in the Nimitz Hill area. It is so pristine and beautiful there, but the place is known for having flash floods because all the runoff heads there and creates a torrent of water. As the runoff continues to flow, from the constant pouring of rain, the ground begins to weaken and large pieces of land erode in what is called mass movement. Some examples are landslides. Landslides are sudden and massive falls of rock down a slope. They may be very destructive or even deadly. An earthquake or other ground shaking can trigger a landslide. Slumps and creeps are slower types of mass wasting. The difference between a slump versus a landslide is that the slumps do not continue to move. Creeps is where you see trees begin to bend or lean as the soil underneath erodes. Doesn't it look a bit eerie? There are other mass movements that are affected by groundwater. That is the water that we cannot see because it's underneath us, underneath limestone, and what is also known as our aquifer. Fresh, crystal clear water. You will also see these structures caused by deposition, taking hundreds of years to make. Up on the ceiling are stalactites. The water causes limestone and minerals to move and settle to form these objects. How you can remember stalactites is the letter C for ceiling, and for stalagmites is the letter G, which reminds me of the word ground because that's where they are found, on the ground. The water softens the rock, and from constant moisture over time, gravity causes the limestone structure to collapse, and then a sinkhole forms, or a cave. Remember in the beginning of this video when I asked if we can move mountains? Erosion can move mountains down to the sea and have a devastating effect on Guam's coastal ecosystems if we do not develop solutions to prevent and stop the process. Instead of moving mountains, let's rebuild our landscape and protect our seas.